Good morning, St. Francis, and good morning, people of God. It is Friday, the 26th day of August, 2022, Friday of the 21st week of the year, the 21st week in Ordinary Time. Coming to you this morning from the Great Magnolia Circle, which leads down from our chapel to the what are they called? Oh, yeah, to the trailers. There they are. To the trailers that have to be the extension of our school, the Franciscan school, until we can build buildings or whatever. So it's a kind of foggy day. A little bit today. Fog is lifting today. Not as humid, but still hot under the sun. So on this Friday of the 21st week of the year, we continue to hear from 1 Corinthians, Paul in 1 Corinthians, where the great passage is read to the Corinthians from Paul about the cross and what the cross means. It is foolishness to those who do not understand the will of God and the work of God in this world. It is just the death of someone who was a deluded fanatic, someone who was a criminal, someone who misled many people and was finally given justice by the authorities that exist and by the status quo that is. Paul says no. Again, the cross opens up new horizons, a new awareness of love, of God's mercy, of the invaluable ways in which God continues to give life, even through something that seems the end and destruction of life. Paul does not connect this enough with resurrection, because it is not just cross, it is also resurrection. And so again, this is where this scripture can be, where this letter can be a little bit confusing at times. We do not end at the cross. We always end at resurrection. The cross is important. The cross is the lens through which we look towards resurrection, but it is resurrection that matters. Without resurrection, then the cross is defeat, then the cross is ending, then the cross indeed is foolishness. But again, because it leads to life, because it leads to new hope, because it leads to God recreating the world, as Paul says again and again, it is a source of strength, a source of courage, and a source of life in this world. This first reading is paired and does not necessarily pair with Matthew's great parable of the 10 bridesmaids or 10 virgins, whichever word you choose, who are wise and then who are foolish, and that those who are wise know to await the bridegroom even though he's delayed. Why he's delayed is never ever said. It's pretty rude in many ways why he's delayed. All these guests are waiting. This bride is waiting. Is she ever going to see her bridegroom or something like that? Has he abandoned her at the altar? But they are prepared with lamps to greet the bridegroom, and the foolish ones are not. And they unfortunately go to get oil when their oil runs out, and they come back and the door is locked and nobody can get inside. It's all very confusing in one way, because to show, again, the dowry, or to show the significance or the influence of this couple, you would want to have all these people present. And the fact that they have half the group is there and half the group is not doesn't necessarily look well, and in the world's eyes. But then again, it's the sense in which are we ready? And these readings or these passages from Matthew's Gospel constantly point to that sense of readiness. Are we ready, for Christ's return? Are we ready for the fulfillment of all that is, or do we just lazily wait around and just to see what happens and basically hope for the best? Because just waiting to see what happens and hoping for the best is not our role. It's not our calling. It's not our responsibility in this world. We are asked to be people who are constantly aware and watchful of the many ways in which Christ never ceases coming to us. God never ceases to being a part of our lives. And as has often been said, the sacraments are the sign and the trace of that, of a God who patiently comes again and again and again, even when we are not ready. Even when we have not done anything to merit or to deserve it or to prepare for it, our God comes always to us to become part of our life, that we might enter into God's. And may the Lord give you his peace.